me, Josephine Hersey. I am 13 years old. I've been going to school here for almost 8 years. Next year, I will take the exam for admission to high school. It is hard to get into high school. My mother and father didn't go, but I want to be a teacher someday like Miss Tuttle. We've had to end the baseball game because Mr. Loverin, our superintendent, has come this afternoon. He will observe our teacher and lessons. Miss Tuttle told us to be on our best behavior. Here is Grace Tucker, Stella Tuttle, Mabel Greeley, me, and my sister Edith, Eva Greenlee, and Ned Flanders. Mabel's big brother, Henry, is absent. He's helping to shear sheep today.
Q-U-I-N-T-A.
Good afternoon,
Mr. Levin, welcome.
Students.
Miss Tuttle is writing with a crayon on our blackboard. Crayons are made from Paris white and flour. Our blackboards are pine painted black.
Q-U-E-T-T-E.
After lunch, we have copying to do. We copy what is on the board into our copybooks. Mabel and I are learning to use quill and pens. Sometimes the ink blotches and makes a mess in my copybook. Edith and Eva are still using pencils. Miss Tuttle says their penmanship has to improve before she will give them a pen and ink.
Little Indian, Sioux or Crow, little frozen Eskimo.
Miss Tuttle's sister Stella is a year younger than me. This morning, she showed us a poster she had made of a poem by Robert Louis Stevenson with drawings of different people from all around the world: Indian people, African people, Dutch, Japanese, and Spanish people. They look so different from us.
What's that funny hat he's wearing?
That man is from China.
I wonder if they would think that we look strange in our clothes? Miss Tuttle lives with us while she is teaching and pays my father $2 a week for her board. She gets paid $5 a week. We go to school for 20 weeks each year, spring and fall. My sister Edith and I like having Miss Tuttle living with us. She is 17. Sometimes she helps us with lessons at home, and we walk to school together. The floors in our school slant to the center of the room. If you drop anything, it rolls right down to the middle. Ned should know better. He thinks that because he's the teacher's cousin, he can get away with anything, but not when the superintendent is here. Sitting in the back row, I can see over everyone's shoulders, but it can be cold sitting near the window, especially if it snows outside. In the front seats, you are closer to the stove. When it's really cold, we all sit around the teacher's desk. The older students help the younger students with reading and lessons. We are taught elocution, or how to deliver speech. Miss Tuttle says that good speech is an art.
It's a much finer emphasis than the emphasis of force, and it is much more agreeable to listen to. But we can give...
I'm learning when to pause, when to use force or a strong voice, and when to speak softly. This makes speech more interesting to listen to. We have been working on memorizing Lady of Shalott by Alfred Lord Tennyson. Mr. Loverin looks pleased with my recitation.
Round an island there below, the island of Shalott. Willows white and aspens quiver.
Today, Ned and Edith get the water. The well at the Tucker farm is the closest to the school. We take turns fetching it for school. The privy in our school has 2 holes, one for little people like Eva and one for adults. Miss Tuttle says that we should always wash our hands after using the privy. She enforces good hygiene. Our last teacher wasn't as strict about this.
May I see the record book? Thank you.
We study geography too. Mabel tells us that we live about 43.5 degrees latitude and 72.5 degrees longitude. There are 38 states in the Union.
Look, Stella.
In an orchard, 15 trees bear plums, and 14 trees bear cherries. So that's 15 plus 73.
We do arithmetic every day. Miss Tuttle has us do problems on the blackboard so everyone can see. Ned loves math. When he is done, she'll come around to check our slates too. I've got most of the multiplication problems done. I'll begin learning algebra in the fall and bookkeeping. Mr. Levering looks pleased. Except for Ned dropping his marble, I think Miss Tuttle is pleased too. We get to hear more from the Jungle Stories books. These are true stories about wild animals that live in faraway places. This story is about a wild black panther that lives in Brazil. Brazil is a long way away from New Hampshire. Miss Tuttle says that you would have to travel by steamboat from Boston. I wonder what it would be like to go in a steamboat to someplace far away and strange.